The Thursday night lights shining brightly down at Lamini Stadium, masking perhaps what is another massive crowd as we are set for a Little League World Series game that feels like a championship game. Huntington Beach, California against the local team, Clinton County, Pennsylvania. You take a look at the average crowd that has attended the games played by this Keystone team, 33,910. Kentucky against Pennsylvania set a Little League World Series record. We may break that tonight. Pennsylvania, California comes up next. The 2011 Little League World Series is being presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Look at the massive crowd that has begun to gather once again. And what's at stake here, the winner of this game will advance to the United States Championship game to play against Montana, a team that beat California last night. That game is Saturday, 3 Eastern on ABC. And between the two states, California and Pennsylvania, they have collectively appeared in 74 Little League World Series. And for only the 6th time, they're meeting head-to-head. What a scene we have, usually reserved for State College, Happy Valley, Penn State football. That's what it feels like here with Oral Hershiser. I'm Carl Ravitch, soon to be joined by Kyle Peterson and Mateo Arias. And for a while, when this ball got rolling down the hill, it was about the crowd. Now it's become about the team, and they have a legitimate shot to win the whole thing.
They sure do, and they have made a team effort, but there have been some individuals that have been very good for this Pennsylvania team, and it starts with their leadoff hitter, Brandon Miller. He has been absolutely outstanding, leading them with power, with speed, playing a great first base, 6 for 12 with a home run. This one against Louisiana to make the home crowd seem very, very happy, take the butterflies from his home team and make them fly in order. Brandon Miller putting smiles on everybody's face early, and he leads off the game with a home run. And that on the mound today, we got Alex Garbrick, and Alex has pitched very, very well against Rhode Island. He had a stellar outing. He's got a nice little fastball, a nice little breaker, but what he's done best is deal with the pressure of the big crowds, throwing strike after strike and mowing down hitters. That against Rhode Island, he's going to have to do it again tonight here against California.
He'll maybe supported by a big offense, which has showed up the last couple of games, scoring 17 runs. California unable to score a run last night. You talk about team, these kids from Pennsylvania, 6 of them have been together since they were 8 years old. And with more on the scene here, let's go down to Kyle Peterson.
All right, Ravi, thanks. In a normal year, the folks at the Little League store will order about 2,000 jerseys for every team coming in. Well, this obviously is not a normal year. So when the kids from Mid-Atlantic came in, they ordered twice that, 4,000. Since then, they've literally had to do 5 reorders of these jerseys. It's the first time in their history they've ever had to reorder at all. It doesn't stop with the jerseys. It goes to the hats. They reorder the hats, and the folks at New Era literally had to produce them at 2 separate factories to get them back here in time. All across, there really has been a carnival atmosphere, and that's exactly what Chip Miller, one of the assistant coaches from the Mid-Atlantic, told his kids. He said, you're on a carnival ride right now. You can stay on it as long as you want. Fellas?
No question, a carnival-like atmosphere, and that scene you just saw on the field was live. Those are 2 teams dancing together. A lot of people thought they'd be dancing together in the United States Championship game, but now this is 1 game removed from that. And let's not forget, here in Pennsylvania, you play baseball maybe 6 months out of the year. In California, you can do it year-round, and this team plays like a team that's been together for 12 months.
Well, the team of California is absolutely outstanding. They outscored their opponents 21-0. Only 3 hits last night against Montana. The bats went cold. They had 2 days off. I think they're going to wake up again. These kids can hit. 9 of them are hitting over 300. All but 2 have hits, and all but 3 have RBIs. And they're dancing as they warm up here, but they got their helmets on, and they will be ready to hit. And their pitcher tonight, Hagen Danner, will be out there on the mound. He was outstanding in the regionals. He threw 79 pitches in the regionals, 64 for strikes, and that was the regional finals, Carl.
We make it feel like a big game. To them, it's another game. A Little League World Series game. California and Pennsylvania coming up. This was the traffic a little after noon in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
They get 4. I'll give you 2. I'm sorry.
Toughest ticket to get, as is a seat on a Keystone bus that rolled down I-180 here to Williamsport and then South Williamsport. and they began to fill the hill at Lamade Stadium in anticipation of the biggest game here, perhaps since 1960, as Pennsylvania has not won 3 World Series games since then, and here come the boys. Framed by the hill and 7,000 inside the stadium. The sneakers and the atmosphere and the attitude not affecting the kids from Cali.
Hi, my name is Eric Anderson. My favorite baseball player is Ichiro Suzuki.
My name is Christian Catano. My favorite baseball player is Orlando Cabrera.
Hi, my name is Tristan Sianka. My favorite baseball player is Ken Moore, Gahin.
Hi, my name is Hagen Danner, and my favorite player is Grady Sizemore.
Hi, I'm Jack Freer. My favorite baseball player is Albert Pujols.
Hi, my name is Stephen Koski, and my favorite baseball player is Josh Hamilton.
Hi, my name is Anthony Martinez, and my favorite player is Paul Weldon.
My name is Jason Marga, and my favorite player is Albert Pujols.
My name is Dylan Palmer, and my favorite player is Mike Napoli.
My name is Nick Prado, and my favorite player is Joey Votto.
Hi, my name is Braden Salzman, and my favorite player is Evan Longoria.
My name is Rio Takada, and my favorite player is Ichiro Suzuki.
Hi, my name is Trevor Windish, and my favorite baseball player is Torrey Hunter.
Make no mistake about it, the Huntington Beach, California faithful believe this is their stage and this is their time as they roared through the regionals and dominated the first 2 games they played here until running into a buzzsaw last night from Montana. Will a buzzsaw reappear in the form of Alex Garbrick, Oral?
Alex Garbrick, for luck, eats a Subway meatball sandwich before every game. I'm not sure he got one staying up in the Grove, but he did well against Rhode Island, pitched in front of over 28,000 that night. I think he's pitched in front of more people tonight than that, but he responded the first time. We expect him to respond again.
Pennsylvania is the home team, not because they live close to here, less than 30 miles away. It's a coin flip which determines home field, and tonight they're in the field first, and Hagen Danner is the first man to bat for California. And the first pitch is in for a ball. Just want to run down the umpires, all volunteers. Sam Fontecchio is calling balls and strikes. With his 20 years of umpiring experience, everyone here has over 20 years of umpiring experience. And for them, this is a dream come true, and you can never imagine umpiring in front of a crowd this huge before championship weekend. A breaking ball in there for a called strike, and Garbrick ahead 1-2. Looks like everybody's sitting in the same seats. Keep the karma going here. They've won 3 in a row. Fastball fouled off after losing their first game. They've won 3 straight, and again, the California kids kind of looking around. They played in front of 10,000 in San Bernardino, but 10,000 and near 40,000 feels a lot different. 1-2, driven deep to left field, off the hop of the wall. Danner goes into second base with the lead-off double.
Hagen Danner probably a foot away from hitting this curveball for a home run. He can calm the butterflies on the west side. Listen to this hit the wall. Nice play there, getting it in, holding the double. But that'll calm some of the butterflies in the west dugout with this big crowd.
His 5th hit of the Little League World Series. He'd come in hitting .364, and now Trevor Windich, who bats second's got 3 RBIs here in Williamsport. Hitting .250. Likes to rock out to Iron Maiden. Another breaking ball, this one to shortstop. Falls over to first for the out.
Hagen Danner hit that double to left field, and he is jacked up. Talk about a little momentum. There we go. Let's get it on our side, boys. We're fighting a big crowd, but we got a team.
And now the number 3 hitter, one of the heroes in the regional final, Nick Prado. In the regional final, this team trailed the team from Northern California into their last at bat when Prado led off with a triple and later scored a tying run, and they eventually won it. This ball gets past Wyatt Koch, and moving down to third is Hagen Danner. Wild pitch.
Well, 2 good catchers behind the plate here tonight. You wouldn't get this far in the Little League World Series through your districts, your states, your regionals if you didn't have good catching. Ball gets away. Runner advances a base.
Fastball ripped foul. Infield stays back a little with a great pitcher like Danner on the mound. Pennsylvania still looks like they'll concede a run and a ground ball.
California would love to get a run. They're only getting 3 hits last night. They feel like the bats need to break out, of course.
That one got him on the foot, and he's going to go to first base after getting hit by a pitch. Well, let's take a look at our Little League rules. Little League International, of course. 16 teams in a modified double elimination. Ages 11 through 13 years old. You can't have turned 13 before May 1st. 6-inning games, although we've had some extra inning games here in Williamsport this week already. The field is smaller than the Major League field, 2/3 the conventional playing size. And if you're on the roster and you're healthy, you're playing. Jason Mayorga hitting .750, swings and misses here at the Little League World Series. A little misleading, but he does have 3 hits and 4 at-bats. And he is a hot hitter. Hagen Danner double to lead things off. He's at third now after a wild pitch, and Prado's at first. Koch throws down to first. It is an amazing scene here in Williamsport again. And the weather, which rained earlier today, cooperates. It is a spectacular night for baseball, as you can see the sky above Lombardi Stadium. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3 and 2 men down.
Not to be outdone, Alex Garbrick gives up the double, hits a batter, but now comes back and gets himself partway out of this jam with this big strikeout. Fastball in the outside corner.
Back to the regional, the final that allowed them to come here. It was Stephen Kotkowski who delivered the big hit to win the game. He's up now with 2 on in the first. Hard ground to the second, bobbled over there. Throw to first in time. And Cole Reeder and Pennsylvania have gotten out of the inning. But there is a chance that this play will be reviewed and perhaps the inning isn't over.
Well, we have a 7th umpire. If the West would like to challenge it, you get 2 unsuccessful challenges in the first 6 innings. And it looks like they want to think about this, at least ask for a meeting of the umpires, see if anybody has a better look. But it looks like they got him. But they don't have our view and our replay. They have to go with their own eyes. He's out by about 2-3 inches.
Such a close play, and the difference here is it's either the 3rd out or it's a 1-0 game in favor of California. It appears, at least on our vantage point, and already underneath the review umpires are looking at it. Let's go over the rules. Plays such as force outs, tags on the bases, miss bases, and hit batters. Managers can have unlimited successful challenges. So in this case, if California deems we're going to review the video, and in fact they're right, and it's overturned, they don't lose any. Final play of every game is reviewed. It's a very close play.
Yeah, it depends on, the ball disappears into the leather. It's a matter if it's touching the leather before the spikes are touching the bag. It's very, very close. And the umpires might ask for the review themselves, which they can. Without California,
we as an umpire crew want to review that.
They can ask for an umpire review.
You play it first.
They don't feel
Nick.
like they are unanimous in their huddle of having results.
Nancy Prieto is the umpire at third base. She's calling the California manager over. Jeff Prado's the manager. Jose Martinez and Tony Cianca are coaches. It was reviewed apparently by the umpires, and the call stands. So the half inning is over. Keystone fans are fired up. They're coming to bat, trying to break out and get the lead first. They'll continue from the Little League World Series, California and Pennsylvania. There's a cute sign, Go Keystone, from fan number 157,107. They will eclipse the 150,000 mark tonight. They seem to feel no pressure. Let's meet the kids from Keystone.
Hi, my name is Landon Breann, and my favorite player is Mark Teixeira.
Hi, my name's Talon Falls, and my favorite baseball player is Chase Utley.
Hi, I'm Alex Garbrick, and my favorite baseball player is Robinson Cano.
Hi, I'm Mike Keebler. My favorite baseball player is David Ortiz.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Koch, and my favorite player is Adrian Gonzalez.
Hi, I'm Tyler McCloskey, and my favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter.
Hi, my name is Brandon Miller, and my favorite baseball player is Ryan Howard.
Hi, my name is Trevor Nicodemus, and my favorite baseball player is Roberto Clemente.
I am Corey Reeder, and my favorite baseball player is Robinson Cano.
My name is Mitchell Smith, and my favorite baseball player is Ryan Howard.
Hi, my name is Ethan Watkins, and my favorite baseball player is Trevor Jones.
It's a Little League story that has inspired a community that has been down on its luck with the economy. The community is home to about 40,000 people, which is exactly the crowd we seem to get every time Pennsylvania plays, but now it's gone statewide. And you take a look at the numbers of people watching on television countrywide.
Hagen Danner on the mound. He has responded to big games. In the regional final, he threw 79 pitches, 64 strikes. He knows how to pound the strike zone.
Brandon Miller knows how to start a game. Did so with a home run a couple of nights ago. First pitch, fastball in for a called strike, and you'll see the 75-mile-an-hour velocity. Take the mound that's 46 feet away and move it back to a major league mound. You'll see the equivalent. That was 98 miles an hour. Misses, and he is throwing very, very hard.
You'll see the equivalent pop up when you're at 70 miles an hour or above, and it will be for most of the night for this young man, Hagen Danner. And we show you the reaction time.
Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
This will be the best pitcher that Pennsylvania has faced here in the Little League World Series. Hagen has not gotten off to a good start here, but he has shown himself strong in the regionals.
1-2, swing and a miss. First man down via the strikeout. So we saw the other night in Pennsylvania's first game, Griffin McClarty shut them down. Danner's a better pitcher than McClarty.
I think he really is a better pitcher than McClarty. I think he hides the ball a little bit longer. They both throw the ball hard. McClarty might have a little bit more polish as far as location, but I love the mechanics of Hagen Danner, how athletic he is, and how he gets down the hill.
Alex Garbrick, the number 2 hitter. Good pitch in on his fists.
I do not only think that he throws the ball harder than most, he throws it closer to home plate than most.
Alex is hitting .500 here in Williamsport. He's 5 for 10.
Ball!
The 0-1 misses. I believe there's a piece of real estate out there, yeah, with a seat on it and no one in the seat. Although I get the sense the guy on the phone is saying, "Where are you?"
I've worked since 1 in the afternoon to save this seat, and you don't show up.
Well, you're getting a hot dog. We'll bring 2, please. And look at the night sky here in central Pennsylvania. You could snap 1,000,000 pictures, and each one is a postcard waiting to be sent somewhere. The 1-2 to Garbrick. A little high, 2 and 2.
This is my 6th year here, Carl, and it never gets old. And I really appreciate and think there's amazing crowds. But even when the crowds are smaller because it's not a hometown team, this is a huge, unbelievable thing.
2-2. Kind of a slow roll to third. Tough play for Palmer, and no play at all. Alex Garbrick, 6th hit in Little League World Series, and the first base runner for Pennsylvania.
I think it's harder to play defense in front of a big crowd than it is to be an offense. Offense, you're in the box, you're reacting to a ball. You have a little bit more time to think when you're on defense, standing out there, listening to the crowd. And it's very hard if you make a little fumble to recover.
Talon Falls, another one of the Pennsylvania players, over 500 at the Little League World Series. Swing and a miss. He's hitting .556, or he's 5 for 9. He scored 4 runs. We've seen the Japanese team. Congratulations to them as they advance to the international championship game. Venezuela and Mexico. The 0-1.
Ball!
Down 1-1. And individually they appear to be maybe better players, but collectively this team has a lot of very good players, Pennsylvania.
I think you're right. This has been a total team effort, and they have put on a show for these crowds.
Swing and a miss. Falls going to be a challenge to catch up to that fastball, isn't it?
Well, we talked about how hard it is in the Major League equivalent, but he gets down the hill. He's so athletic. He doesn't throw the ball back by the rubber and stay on his back leg. He drives himself towards home plate, and he's very close to the hitter when he releases the ball.
1-2, a steady diet of fastballs. We watched him warm up. He does throw an off-speed pitch. He throws a breaking ball. Pennsylvania as a team hitting .345 at the Little League World Series. The 2-2. At the plate, another swinging bunt that will roll foul. So we saw the busload of fans, and there have been several busloads. In excess of 20 busloads of fans have made their way from the Lock Haven area, 29.5 miles, right to Lombardi Stadium, which has helped build these massive crowds that we have seen, in excess of 33,000 on average for Pennsylvania games. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, second strikeout of the inning for Hagen Danner.
That was a little breaking ball. And I'll tell you what, Hagen Danner is doing much better. His first outing a little rocky. He looks locked in. You know, because of the proximity of this Pennsylvania team, Carl, they've got to play their district finals over there at Volunteer, one stadium away here that the kids get to play at here during the World Series.
Landon Breann swinging a miss. For a long time, Landon Breann was just looking for that first hit. And he's now 3 for 12 in the Little League World Series, and his hits as of late have been big hits. With men on, he's driven them in. He's been one of the offensive stars, even though his average is 250. That one's in the dirt with a man on first. A premium, of course, on pitching to the catcher and not having the ball go past him. Braden Salzman is the second best pitcher on the team. We saw him last night. He's catching tonight. Any pass ball or wild pitch usually means the runner will advance. 0-2. Ball one.
These kids have learned about girls already. They're starting to follow them around. They've gotten so much coverage. I don't think they've had this much attention from girls before.
Breann lifts this one into left center field. Center fielder's Anthony Martinez. He comes over and makes the catch. We're as even as we were when we started. 0-0, and each team has gotten one hit, with California trying to rally the bats after last night's shutout.
It's all right. Hey, you called drop, right? That's good. Hey, no worries. Turn the corner.
Nice work, Braden. Good job.
41,848, a new Little League World Series record, 33,215. We will eclipse the 100,000 mark tonight with a crowd in excess of 30,000 already. Tonight's attendance, 32,213, a 4-game total. It is an amazing sight and a huge number. And now you take a look at Little League Hill live. Just a reminder, the 2011 total attendance, 343,000. The all-time attendance record, meaning from start to finish, 381,000. We'll update you on tonight's attendance when we get it, but for sure the attendance record will be shattered this year. The question is just when. Justin Sionka, the first man up, as we begin play in the top of the second inning. You know, in spite of the massive crowds and the unfamiliar territory, there's always the familiar sight for Justin and the California team of his dad, Tony, who's been coaching him since he was 6 years old. That'll put you in a comfort zone to look over and see Dad. He actually is going to celebrate a 13th birthday 4 days from now on the 29th. And there's Dad, and that'll ground you real quick.
He'd love to get a hit for his dad. He's looking for his first Little League World Series hit. And it has been a team effort from this team from California. All but 2 of the kids have gotten hits, and all but 3 of the kids have gotten RBIs, but no one has a home run.
It's amazing to think that. Swing and a miss on a pitch outside. Count goes to 2-2. Danner doing a nice job moving the ball in and out of the strike zone, and as is Alex Garbrick tonight. Breaking ball, did he go? Yes, he did. Second strikeout victim for Garbrick. And that brings up Braden Salzman, who's been part of one of the images that is most indelible from this 2011 Little League World Series.
Hit by a Rhode Island player, and this ball comes right back at him. And that hat is crushable, and it hit perfectly, and he continued on. Did not miss a pitch, did not miss a batter. And his sister is wearing that hat as a lucky charm now. He has switched hats. But that was definitely in the crush zone that saved him a lot of pain.
Absolutely. You watch on Sports Center, you've been able to see a sports science piece looking at just the near impossibility of something like that happening. And thankfully, how that hat withstood the brunt of that ball hit right back at him. That currently not being worn.
He's not wearing it tonight.
There's his sister. Sister is Toby. His dad is Larry. They watch on. Mom is Lisa.
They have a huge contingent here, California, but they won't be able to drown out the PA fans.
Count goes to 2-2. You talked about boys and girls, and most of these boys you'd think would most want to meet Eva Longoria. Braden wants to meet Evan Longoria.
That's fine.
They're baseball guys in California. He's probably tired of seeing all those actors and actresses anyway. You know, been there, done that. Where's Evan Longoria? Bring me to Tampa Bay.
Exactly.
0-0 elimination game. Winner moves to the U.S. title game, and that pitch is in the dirt, and Salzman works himself a walk. Well, Laurel, we've seen how close we are to Clinton County. How about the other side of the country?
That's a long way out here, a long way to travel. You see him down there in Huntington Beach. Most of them Angel fans.
Many of them Dodger Oral Hershiser fans.
They did say hi.
I'm sure they did.
Pretty enthusiastically.
Kids from Rhode Island were all over Nomar. Everybody here is all over John Kruk, being a Philadelphia Philly. And of course, the Huntington Beach, California kids into Oral. The dill pickle. Dylan Palmer's got a chance there with a man on first. The number 8 hitter fouls this one right back up here. We go to 1-1. Remember, we began with 16 teams, and we are now down to just a handful left. Montana waiting to play in the championship game. And we already know the international championship game. Breaking ball that just misses inside. Count to 1-2. California with a man on. They had a man on, in fact, 2 in the first inning and couldn't push him across. Last night, 11 men left on base. We'll see if that theme continues tonight. Palmer, good pitch in on a fist, and he's the 3rd strikeout victim for Alex Scarbrick. And every time there's a strikeout, the crowd stands and celebrates.
That was a great location, a little fastball inside. And really, the Little Leaguers have impressed me this year. Their location on the inner half of the plate. Even at the big league level, there's kind of a psychological barrier of going in there for a strike.
Great job by Wyatt Koch behind the plate.
See him bear down the intensity. This ends up being the perfect pitch. You tell me they're not trying.
There's a slow breaking ball in there for a called strike to Anthony Martinez. You're so used to seeing Little Leaguers who just throw the ball, but here they pitch the baseball. Exactly. The 1-1. 1-2. It is amazing, Oral. They lost their first game, and you can just kind of sense that for Pennsylvania, the momentum is so behind them now. The 1-2. Strike 3, swinging, and he strikes out the side in the second. The crowd goes crazy. We'll come back. Cole Reeder bats first, looking for his first hit in Williamsport. The mighty Casey witnessed a walk-off home run last night. Montana beat California by a score of 1-0, and this was Ben Askelson last night.
It was quite a blast. It was a shocker. It was the second pitch of the inning. And they played with the kids from California out in the regional, not against them, but they shared a barracks, and that was Championship Barracks. They ended up naming them.
And last night, this was the scene in the Angels weightlifting room. Hank Conger, who grew up playing Little League baseball for Ocean View.
Prado.
His team reached the West Region title, lost to Hazel, Delaware of Washington 3-2. And so it is far beyond the reaches of Pennsylvania. Conger's dad was a coach. It is amazing how the Little Leaguers resonate in the major league clubhouses. Here's a couple of the guys from the Montana team. Hi, guys. Congratulations. That's a big win last night. And as Brent talked about, Billings, Montana, Missoula, Montana, University area, all cranked up about the team from Montana. They are the 5th United States team to come to Williamsport in their first year and win 3 games.
You know, the kid in the front row was not a brother. That was Connor Kickenbush. He's 4'8". He's on the team and plays second base.
And he plays it well.
He looked like a little brother.
The 0-2 misses to Cole Reeder. Reeder, during the Little League season, just the regular Little League season, one of the best players, obviously, to get selected here. And he's looking for his first hit in Williamsport. And those can come at any time. The 1-2, that one in the dirt and by the catcher. We go to 2-2. First local team, Oral, to make it to Williamsport since 1969. It was a Newberry Little League team that was from right around here in Williamsport. They were eliminated by a team from California. Another one in the dirt, and the count goes full. So the history between the two states is not great. This is only their 6th meeting. And I mentioned collectively they've been here over 70 times. That's hard to believe. Called strike 3. Reeder was ready to go to first base, but the 3rd strikeout of the game for Hagen Danner. Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes is on ABC Saturday. First at noon Eastern, the International Championship, and what a game it should be. Second go-round for Japan and Mexico. The first game went extra innings. Mexico was victorious. 3 Eastern, the U.S. Championship. We know half that. It's Montana. Who will fill out the other half? Wyatt Koch hitting 400, 4 for 10. Power guy, too.
It's pretty good numbers right there, Hagen. You keep that up, pal. Through high school, through college, we'll have a lot of fun in the big show.
14 1/3, 31 Ks, and he was pounding that strike zone. Now 0-2.
He's got the mannerisms of a big leaguer as he mimics them.
He and Nick Prado at first base have some experience on the big stage. They were on the team that made it last year into the World Series, the regionals, and lost.
Concentration, the eyes are on it, but they don't always have to stay directly on the target. If you're Hagen Danner, with those numbers we just saw, he looks down, gets himself kind of lined up, and he comes back, gives you a little looking around the corner look, and then he closes them right at the end. Maybe he didn't follow me. Maybe he liked Fernando Valenzuela.
The 1-2. Held up on a swing. They'll appeal down to first. No swing, says Rob Rule. The umpire down at first.
He'll be the judge at home.
With the eyes in the background, everyone intent, watching closely. You never know when the big moment's going to happen in the game. Koch's got one extra base hit here. It's a double. This one fouled back.
There's Nick Prado over there at first and Hagen Danner on the mound. Those two are the veterans you're talking about from that loss against Hawaii. They went on to win the U.S. Championship.
Great breaking ball, and that's strike 3.
They have been the emotional leaders for this team, telling them what to expect in the regionals, about the television coverage and the large crowds. They played in front of 10,000 out there in San Bernardino. Those two right there in your shot, Nick Prado and Hagen Danner. They are the heart and soul and leadership, veteran leaders of the West.
That's what it is.
And now Ethan Watkins, the third baseman. The big man wakes up and watches SportsCenter before school every morning. Ball's down. I always tell people it's better than cartoons if that's the alternative.
What about your big show, Baseball Tonight?
Yeah, that's you know, 12 and 13 in the summer. That's okay, but we got school, we got books to read, and math homework to do. That one misses away. And as you know, I mean, Baseball Tonight is on in so many places, so many different times, whether it's on SportsCenter or online. I'm sure Ethan gets his fill.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
Bottom 2 of a scoreless game. Swing and a miss from Watkins. A strikeout here would be the 5th in 6 outs if he's able to get it. This one back up the middle, and Watkins has his first hit of the Little League World Series. Big smile on Ethan's face.
Just stays with it and meets it, hits it right back up the middle. Nice little weight transfer, firms up the front side. I tell you what, probably the first hit he's ever gotten had all that many people cheer for him.
Now, you talked about Volunteer Stadium, which is the stadium next door. And there were about 200 or 300 people who used to watch their district tournament games. And now they're looking at 30,000 in excess for their Little League World Series games. Special pinch runner is in for Ethan Watkins. He's been replaced at first base by Mitch Smith. And now number 9, Trevor Nicodemus comes up. Today is his birthday. Congratulations and happy birthday to Trevor. Everyone knows how he'd like to celebrate his birthday. Looks at a strike. See Trevor's folks, Julie and Robert. They're not really thinking about the birthday right now, I don't think. Called strike 2.
3 days before he was born, he was almost ready to come home. They didn't have a name for him. Robert handed his wife a piece of paper with Trevor, and she said, "Are you serious?" Robert spelled backwards, and that's what it ended up being.
He was very serious. The 0-2 in there, called strike. Everybody knew it. Nicodemus is gone. 5 of the 6 outs that Danner has gotten have come via the strikeout. And it's the West team and the West turn to stand. Welcome back, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The Little League World Series being presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. California and Pennsylvania as we go to the top of the 3rd of the pitcher's duel. Alex Garbrick and Hagen Danner have given up collectively 3 hits, so they got a ton of strikeouts. 0-0. Speaking of throwing strikes, early tonight, a very emotional scene on the field as ESPN longtime coordinating producer Dick Buffington, who has spent about 30+ years helping out with Little League World Series. His role vital with the company. He's been with ABC and ESPN for over 4 decades. And consider that he threw a strike, and way to go, Buff. This is thrown out of first pitch at a major league stadium. You did it in front of 30-something thousand people. Great moment for Dick. And the Little League is the world's largest organized youth sports program. More than 2.5 million kids playing in all 50 states, 80 other countries. More information, stats, or stories, or to learn how to start a Little League baseball and softball program in your community, head to littleleague.org. And Buff has been doing this so long, he's seen just about everything. He's never seen crowds like we've had here for one team, but he'd never seen a crowd of 41,000, obviously.
Buff has broke us all into this event. What he's taught us about this, how to handle ourselves on the air, what camera shots to go with, and his relationship with Little League Baseball goes back a long, long way.
We're back to the top of the order, and things started off well in the first inning for Hagen Danner. He reached on a double. This is a California team world that's hit 333. You mentioned they didn't have a home run. They got 1 triple, 7 doubles, now 8 after Danner's first inning extra base hit. That's behind 0-2. Which team is going to break first, break through offensively? We're seeing 2 outstanding young pitchers on the mound. Alex Garbrick struck out the side in the second. This ball driven deep to right field, and it's gone! There's your breakthrough home run for Hagen Danner. 1-0 California. First home run for California. Danner is 2 for 2, and he's given himself a 1-0 lead.
The first home run for California, and this is not a good sign for PA. They have bad memories of a home run by a pitcher and a shutout thrown. Griffin McClarty did it in their only loss when they lost to Kentucky. And now you've got a guy on the mound that strikes out a lot of players.
Thank you, Don.
McClarty that day struck out 12. Hagen Danner could do that tonight, and he could be the only run himself. seen some celebrations at home plate today. We saw an amazing one by the Japanese team with all these kind of smiles. Takahara hit a home run today. He had never hit a home run before in his life for Japan.
So the West celebrates and Pennsylvania makes a pitching change. Landon Breann is coming in, the lefty.
How could a luminous protein in jellyfish impact life expectancy in the U.S.?
How about it? California breaks through the home run off the bat of Hagen Danner, the opposing pitcher. It is 1-0 now. We're in the top of the third and a pitching change. And Landon Breann, you remember the last time he was on the mound, he nearly threw a 4-inning no-hitter. Little League wants to thank especially Easton New Era Cap and all the Little League volunteers, as none of this is possible without them. The hundreds of volunteers here, including the great guys that help us walk through security at gate 7 every morning. I told them we'd say hello to them. And of course, most importantly, the parents, the moms and dads, the coaches, the umpires, and the men and women that make this possible here in Williamsport and all the roads that lead to Williamsport. Here are the numbers on Breann.
Good little lefty. They're trying to change it up a little bit. Give him a look from the left side. Very deep pitching staffs on both these teams.
They moved Alex Garbrick over to second. Mitchell Smith comes in to play left field. This one is going to go out of play down the first baseline.
Pennsylvania has used 7 pitchers in the Little League World Series. And California has used 4.
Pennsylvania's team ERA was 171 coming into the game. They've given up 2 home runs, now 3. Another one off the fist, and Trevor Windisch fouls that one out of play. There are emotions at every level. After they won their regional, there were tears being shed, tears of joy by the team from California. Windisch checks. But for anybody that thought after that loss to Montana last night that the kids would all go back and get into bed and start crying, that wasn't the case. And certainly not the families or the brothers or sisters. They were having some pizza, running around the hotel, watching the video of the game. They weren't too panicked, knowing they had another chance tonight. Windisch is gone, and Breann comes in and strikes out the first man he faces. Why the strategy to just make a change so quick when he was pitching so well, do you think?
I think an emotional change, just get another arm out there on the mound. If they continue to go forward, you'll be able to use your whole staff and keep the pitch counts down. If you're under 20, you don't have any days rest. If you're at the next level, you only need 1 day's rest, and these guys could be back on Saturday playing in a U.S. championship game against Montana.
Certainly able to pitch in a world championship game. He threw 36 pitches by my count. This one on the ground, nothing gets by Landon Miller at first base, and he steps on the bag. All right, so the grand total here tonight, and again, it's free to come to Little League World Series, 31,697, almost 32,000 again. So for a grand total, 5 games, 167,340 this team has played in front of. It has been a wonderful ride for the community, the state. Certainly the kids have enjoyed it, and by extension, so have the teams that have gotten a chance to play in front of crowds.
A lot of the teams that are not playing Pennsylvania have been rooting for them because they want to play in front of the big crowds and keep them around.
And we certainly have been delighted by it. Jack Furry comes in as a pinch hitter. It is such a uplifting environment. And the kids' attitudes, the kids' faces kind of remind you that it's still a little boy's game. In spite of everybody that watches here and on TV, they're still boys.
And the big leagues fight's really hard to keep the prices of tickets down, but some are getting out of hand as far as allowing whole families to come. And that's what we see around here all the time. It's just family after family after family watching kids play and performing at a high level. It's such a positive environment and just a place that you just want to gravitate towards. When we are not announcing the games, we come here early. We come and stay for the day and just hang out. We don't stay at the hotel and stay away and go, oh, we're coming to work. We just come over and enjoy it just like the fans.
And a warm environment. Everybody will say hello to you as you're walking around the ballpark. Ask you what you think about the teams, about the games, how much fun it is. There's a pitch on the corner. Landon Breann, nice job. He comes in, gets a strikeout, a ground out, and a strikeout. But the kids from California wearing the Oakland A's orange, the yellow and green, strike first. The home run for Hagen Danner. Will it be enough to make it stand up and send California to the title game? Welcome back, Carl E. Stotts. Founded Little League, the original failed field there, Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, 1948. Pennsylvania beat St. Petersburg, Florida, in front of an estimated crowd of 2,000, which was a healthy crowd back then. And you see the original Little League field, the team from Lock Haven. They had wooden benches back then. They've updated things here, and certainly Little League has exploded, not only in this country, but obviously in other countries across the globe. And again, over 31,000 on hand to witness this. An elimination game between California and Pennsylvania. The winner moves on for a Saturday showdown against Montana to win the United States Little League Championship. Now, with the way Danner's pitching and McCloskey's up, has got speed, do you think they start trying to bunt to get on, create some things, force the defense a little bit?
And you've got a really good fielder on the mound. You could try that strategy, but Danner plays shortstop when he's not pitching.
McCloskey, the 9-hitter. Danner being very patient on the mound. McCloskey drops this one into right field. Running catch out there is made by Stephen Kotkowski. And McCloskey is retired.
So many ways, so many things that you have to do to make this play. You've got to stay attuned to the batter's swing. You've got to react as soon as it's hit to you. You've got to figure out where it's going to be, and then you got to know the mechanics of how to get your glove up so you can catch this. Am I going to keep it up? Am I going to turn it over? He decides to slide, keep the glove turned up, and get it in the web.
Now Brandon Miller, the leadoff hitter, struck out in his first at bat, swings wildly at that one. So the catcher, Salzman's a pitcher. He just went out and talked to Danner. What's the benefit of having a pitcher who's catching talk to a pitcher?
Well, you know the emotions out there. You know what it's like to give up a line drive, be disappointed in yourself that maybe you made a bad pitch, but you can get him to refocus. And the communication between the two battery mates, and there's the second best pitcher, and there's the best pitcher on their team. That's quite a battery to have the brain power there and the arms.
The 0-2 in the dirt. 5 strikeouts on the night so far for Hagen Danner. Miller's a strong, stocky young man. His home run was pulled to right over the wall out there. Fastball just misses. Salzman does a good job trying to frame it too. He's a pitcher's best friend.
He understands when he's on the mound how he'd like to get balls, strikes called. So he works hard at that, making it a good look for the umpire.
As good as Danner looks on the mound and as great as he throws, he does say that he enjoys hitting a little bit more than pitching, and that home run obviously is a memory he'll have the rest of his life. And he says he has every intent of trying to someday become a professional athlete. He loves basketball and football as well as baseball. Good breaking ball, and Miller is gone again. 6K, and he's becoming a headline, but now it's time to look at our fresh take from Williamsport, brought to you by Subway. Montana, outstanding last night. Most people had written them off, but they beat California 1-0 in a walk-off home run. Japan will face Mexico in the International Championship. Japan has won 8 of the last 11 meetings at the Little League World Series. And here we are with California and Pennsylvania. And now Alex Garbrick, who started the game at pitcher, gave up the home run, was then taken out. And now he would love to do some damage with the bat.
those kids from Montana won on the first day of school for them. So at Lewis and Clark Middle School back in Montana, they're starting to miss every day that they play and keep winning. They stay out of school.
Garbrick, that bunt sort of single that he got in the first, a swinging bunt. 1 of 2 hits. I don't know how upset they are about that.
I don't think they're very upset right now. A lot of teams, like the Georgia team, was missing football practice and a little bit of school.
Boy, the breaking ball is filthy. How about 7 of the 9 outs have been via the strikeout for Hagen Danner. And he's proving to be a force on the mound, a lot like Griffin McClarty was the night that they beat this Pennsylvania team. We'll take a timeout. It has been a wild ride for the Keystone Little Leaguers and all their fans. It's what it feels like to charge into this place. And we welcome you back to Lamade Stadium, where both sides are dancing. We're still early enough that the intensity doesn't feel like it's at a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10. Landon Breann came on in relief last inning and was outstanding, striking out 2 of the 3 he faced. With Oral Hershiser, I'm Carl Ravitch. Down on the field, Kyle Peterson, Stephen Kotkowski leading off. Boy, the off-speed pitch. I guess if you're watching at home and you're a little leaguer and you're 10, 11, it works as well at this level as it does at the major league level.
And Little League did a little study on curveballs the last 5 years and found out it's not curveballs that are hurting people's arms. It's overuse or any first-time.
Driven to center field, going back out there is McCluskey, and he's there to make the catch.
First-time sign of pain. If you don't let the little guy let the pain completely go away before you put him back on the mound, that is a huge risk. So. And the biggest thing is the overuse, and Little League has addressed that. The 85 pitch maximum per game. Before those rules came in, we saw kids throw up to 120, 125 pitches. And now they've got days rest depending on what level pitches you throw.
Christian Catano now comes in. Wow. If the bat didn't get in the way of the ball, it would probably hit him. He's having a nice Little League World Series. Shows you the depth and the quality of player on this Huntington Beach team. He's 3 for 5. He's hitting 600. And the 5'4", 123-pounder comes in off the bench.
And I think it's really good at this age, too, that when somebody who is down in the order at the beginning of your tournament, you leave him there because he's comfortable in that role. These are 12 and 13-year-old boys, and the guys that have kind of in the pecking order been in the 1, 2, 3 hole, if they're in a slump, you're going to shatter their confidence maybe.
This one driven to right center field, going to be a tough play. McCluskey can't get it. It goes to the wall, and Catano off the bench continues to be a force. Now 4 for 6 in the Little League World Series, and what a weapon.
He just drives this ball, shifting his weight from his back foot to his front foot. See a weight on the back foot completely gone because the foot comes off the ground. And he's just loving it in front of this big crowd to silence them a little bit. Smiles all around. Check out where I hit that one.
And now Rio Takata steps up. He's another one off the bench who's had quite a Little League World Series. He's got a couple of extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Big kid at 5'6", 167. So Catano a leadoff double. Swing and a miss. And with Hagen Danner on the mound and pitching so well, another run may feel like 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, Hagen Danner, he not only gets people out, but they don't even put the ball in play. He already has 7 strikeouts tonight. And so it is going to be hard to put a crooked number on the board against him.
Takata lifts this one in the left. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Catano scores. Takata falls down at first base, and that's where he's going to stay. And he's frustrated. That would have been his 3rd double. But hey, young man, smile. He drove in a run, and
he's not the first one to slip around first base or any other bag. We've had a lot of humidity here. We had rain this morning. There's a lot of moisture in the air, making these plastic bags kind of slippery with the plastic spikes. And you see he comes around, and he trips himself up there. But I've seen a couple guys tripping over the bag, but he wanted it bad. But young man, you got a hit and you drove in a run.
He sure did. So how about the bench for California? Christian Catano comes in with a double. Rio Takata takes the first swing at it, and he ends up with a single and an RBI. So the depth of California showing itself here, and now Eric Anderson gets a chance. Fouls that back. Instead of a Keystone chant, you hear a chant from the California side. The Huntington Beach fans who travel 3,000 miles to get here. And they're looking to get back to the United States Championship game. And they certainly have the pitching to win it all. As Oral said, Huntington Beach, California's Angels territory. Population of almost 200,000. It's 35 miles south of Los Angeles. And a nickname that just makes you feel like getting in the water. Surf City.
The Beach Boys make that famous? Or did the Beach Boys rob it? They had a Surfing USA and Surf City songs. Tell you what, we look at that team over there inside the bench.
1-2 ground ball, maybe a double play to short, falls to first, not in time.
Everybody on the team except for one player has a hit. And everybody on the team has an RBI except for two players. And only one has the home run, and that's the night by Danner.
The center fielder, Martinez.
Anthony Martinez, the 9-hitter. They've done a good job of working in their substitutes. Everybody has to have at least one at bat and play 3 consecutive outs in the field. Martinez is the center fielder. On the ground, this looks like it's going to be trouble. Falls from deep in the hole, short off. Miller scoops it. Wow, what a play. And maybe that'll inspire the Pennsylvania team. Falls from deep in the hole, fires a short hop to Brandon Miller.
I'll tell you what, Talon Falls gets over there, plants, fires, and he fires a little low, but who blames him? But Brandon Miller saves the day. He's been an offensive hero, now with the glove. See if that makes this crowd and these bats awaken.
Now, it's been more than 40 years that a team from our area has made it to the Little League World Series in South Williamsport.
You know, to be playing in this stadium now under these circumstances, it was difficult to hold back the emotion when we first took the field and everybody just started cheering. It's unbelievable. Not many kids get to experience something like that.
And the crowd just erupted, and I got chills the whole way down my body.
They're complete strangers that came out to watch us, and that's amazing.
So that's pretty different for those guys and for me. You know, how will life change after this? I don't know.
Welcome back to Williamsport, bottom of the 4th inning. We're joined by Rick Palillo, who is the mayor of Lock Haven. You've had quite a week or two right here with these kids. Tell me, what have the kids from Clinton County making it here Little League World Series meant to your area?
Oh my God, as mayor, you look to lead your community, you look for community involvement. A bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds have done more in 2 weeks than I've done in 12 years. It's incredible.
What's it like on game day right now in Lock Haven?
The joke is the last person leaving town, turn out the lights. I mean, it's amazing. We do a summer concert series with a lot of senior citizens. We had to end the concert early so they could get home in time to watch the game on ESPN. I mean, I start to choke up when I think about it.
I tell you what, it's been a lot of fun for us to watch it. They're great kids. They've represented your area really well. So you got to be proud of them.
I'm really proud. They're a classy bunch of kids. They've exceeded all expectations. We need to come back. We need a couple runs. I'm confident we can do it. I'm excited about what the future holds.
It was good talking to you. Go back to your seat. You got a seat on the hill. Go enjoy it.
I will.
Guys.
Hi, Carl. Thank you very much. You take a look at the bench there of Pennsylvania. One of the coaches, actually, Justin Klein, happens to be the mayor of Beach Creek. So we're surrounded by elected officials. And they generally tend to show up at big events like this.
Even if they're the coach.
Breann fouls that one off. There's one more thought from Rick Palillo. And he kind of reiterated it just a minute ago. Those kids did more in a couple of weeks than I could do in 12 years. There's a lot of soul out there now. And as I had said earlier, that community, very small, close-knit community, but like so many in this country, dealing with economic hardship and the economy. Even though the economy in this area has been boosted by the natural gas corporations who come in and dig for that natural gas, it has apparently added almost 75,000 jobs to the areas here. And Breann had to get out of the way of that. That came in pretty quickly. And whether you've just joined us or have been following this team, Clinton County is the county they're in. They play in the Keystone Little League, and the team members come from a variety of smaller areas within that county. This feels important, though, with all these officials here.
Really important. We're here, and the fans came. We'll always be here. We love this event. Whether it's a local team or somebody from halfway across the world, we're going to cover it because these guys not only are cute, but they're impressive.
They're adorable, and it's on occasion long nights, and it certainly has been a long journey. As Breann strikes out, the 9th strikeout for Hagen Danner, who continues to pile up big-time numbers. So the California group has come to expect it. The kids are loving what he's doing on the mound. But Earl, you think this started back in the beginning of July. No matter where your home is, and you make your way through the districts and through the sectionals into your states, which requires travel. Then you go to the region, which requires travel. And if you're really lucky enough, you get a chance to come all the way here. And I think, you have to understand, there's good players, and there's also some good fortune, and you need some good health. And these teams generally enjoy all 3 of those to get here.
Some of the leagues, they vote for their all-star team. Some are named by the coaches. Some of the players vote for the all-star team. But before they do that, they usually send out the schedule of what it could be like, the commitment, to see if the family wants their child to be eligible to make that kind of commitment.
Right.
When you first look at the schedule,
yes,
you just kind of look like the districts. You don't look state and then regional, then Williamsport.
Because you have that kind of vacation planned about a month out, and you're like,
our child's really good, and I'm glad he's going to make all-stars. But I can start planning the vacation right about there. They'll probably get knocked out. And no.
Reeder swings and misses, and Danner has been dynamite. He's got 10 strikeouts. The team from the West is on top right now, 2-0, and they got a pitcher who looks like he doesn't plan on giving up anything. But the players will give it up to Mateo Arias when we come back.
So I was swinging a bat the other day, and I realized I need a little bit of help. So Anthony and Christian from the West team are going to teach me how to hit some home runs. Hi, Anthony. So I need a couple tips on how I would do this.
Okay, so when you're swinging, squish the bug with your back foot. It's like...
Squish the bug. Woo! Ugh. Success. Woo!
Yeah, squish it.
Squishing it.
Wow. Go there.
Home run! Well, there you go. I'm officially a beast with the West team, and we only hit home runs.
Mateo Arias from ESPN, and Disney's kicking it. Not the best of the West, but the beast of the West. And a dangerous time here for Pennsylvania. Back to the top of the order, Hagen Danner, a double and a home run, 2-0. We go to the 5th inning of the elimination game. Remember, Landon Breann came on right after Danner hit that home run in the 3rd inning. He's been on since. He's given up 1 run and a couple more hits. Well, Danner's been the dominant story tonight. This one, a little jam shot, falls going back. It's going to drop. Hagen Danner is 3 for 3, and he is a triple away from a cycle here in the Little League game.
He didn't hit this one very hard, but it seems to be his night so far. Can you do any more than that? Look at the pitching line on the bottom. 4 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 10 Ks.
That's pretty dominant. And now Trevor Windich, the second batter, looking for his first hit of the night. They have definitely taken the crowd, the massive crowd of over 31,000 out of the game, and that one right on the hip of Windage. And 2 men are on for California.
It's time for Pennsylvania to not think what could happen. The dream could end tonight. It's time for them to concentrate on first and second no out, play a little defense. Don't think execution, don't think results. Try and keep things from spiraling down and just doing what got you here.
And now Nick Prado. Lifted to left field. Mitchell Smith is out there. He catches it. Danner thinks about tagging, but goes back to second base. So 1 man down, still 2 men on.
Really important not to give up any more runs if you're Pennsylvania with Hagen Danner on the mound. The way he's striking out 10 people in 4 innings. This crowd will be pulling for him with every ounce of energy. That young man is going to be on the mound. Awfully tough.
Speaking of tough, Jason Mayorga has been outstanding in the Little League World Series. First pitch in there for a called strike. California's made 21 appearances in the Little League World Series title game, the most of any United States state or any country all time. Goes back to the ability perhaps to play 12 months of the year.
Ball!
Coach keeps that one from going past him.
There's the smelly tennis shoes. And the lucky tennis balls. Tennis shoes were their league presidents last year. Nick Prado hit a home run that ended up hitting the league presidents in the feet and the shoes. And those shoes they brought with them for good luck. Some of them actually smell them before a big at bat to try and get a big hit.
We should have Kyle go over there and just inhale.
Just give us a little whiff.
I sense they've been cleaned. I'm not sure that. I think that's a little bit more of an act. I'm not sure they really smell.
How can you tell that a California kid would be acting out there close to Hollywood?
Swing and a miss, and Mayorga goes down, and Landon Breann now bearing down. Did mommy say that, a baby? Let's take a look at the teams that California has to beat to get here. They beat Northern in the championship game, but Hawaii is always strong, as is Arizona.
Hawaii last year knocked them out in the regional finals.
35. You're not going to be mad at me for pulling you again, are you? Okay.
Referring to his no-hitter.
Right.
And he reached his pitch count for his team and had a chance to have a no-hitter and got pulled.
Now they bring in the guy that is the closer, the Brian Wilson of the Keystone Little Leaguers, Tyler McCloskey. Welcome back, everyone. This is the Little League World Series being presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Our score here, elimination game. The Pennsylvania kids, the 11 strong that have rallied the community behind them. Trailing 2-0. They've managed only 2 hits. Let's go back a couple of nights. Tuesday night, Tyler McCloskey, who's now on to pitch for Pennsylvania, closed it out.
He's been fantastic whenever they needed him at the end. Big crowd, small crowd, regionals here at the Little League World Series. He's Mr. Zero and Mr. Cool.
Piece of cake. He's very comfortable in this role, and this is a tough spot with 2 men on.
Ball!
You take a look at Tyler's numbers. Tyler is very well aware of the pressure that's usually associated with this stuff, but he shut down a very good Georgia team and said, I knew I just had to blow it by them. Here's a slowly hit ground ball. Miller will have to tag. Did he get him? Yes, he did on the arm, says the first base umpire. So Brandon Miller with some great defense ends another inning.
ESPN's coverage of the 2011 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great. And in part by Subway, a proud supporter of Little League Baseball. Visit SubwayKids.com today.
Subway has been a proud sponsor of Little League Baseball since 2005. I got to work with them and play a game out there in Southern California to launch the Subway Baseball Designs Tour, which is a traveling display of baseball designs for kids, autographed by celebrities. Celebrities like Ryan Howard, Jason Kidd, Blake Griffin, Carl Edwards. And those baseballs then are auctioned off to raise money for the Little League Urban Initiative program. If you want more information on that, visit subwaykids.com today for more details.
Well, here we are in the bottom of the 5th inning, and for Pennsylvania, it has got to be their time. Wyatt Koch leading off. He is struck out once. Hagen Danner has struck out the last 5 men he's faced. He's been unreal tonight. And there's a first pitch ball. There have been 3 pitchers with a dozens Ks in a game at the Little League World Series this year. Jorge Ocobo of Mexico, Gillian Wernette of Aruba, and Griffin McClarty of Kentucky. This one is lifted high down the first baseline. Prado is there, but it's going to get into the stands here. And now you start to wonder, with the dominant Danner on the mound, there are flashbacks to McClarty running through some of the fans here. He was outstanding and hit the home run. Danner's got a home run tonight, and he's got 10 Ks. A little bleeder, it's going to fall short of the shortstop. Throw over, not in time, and Koch is safe. That's Braden Salzman, who was catching, who's now gone in to play shortstop. And Prado at first. They're going to give Koch a hit.
Well, great hustle as he gets out of the box. He's disappointed he hit it that way, but he's had some nice long strides down the first baseline, and he would have beat it out even if the ball goes in the glove. And this crowd now starts to get into it, Carl.
Maybe a little something brewing. Mitch Smith, for the first time, steps up. He's 1 for 4 in the Little League World Series. This one, well, a good job by Anthony Martinez to stop that. Martinez has come in from center field. It's a beautiful thing about Little League, too. We're at this biggest stage, but you know at some point, it's like, Coach, can I play here? Can I play over there? I'd like to catch. You want to try catching? Is down, and you just listen to the crowd. Or this does feel like a football crowd, but this is a Little League baseball game. They so badly want this team to rally. There's a called strike. Hagen Danner playing the role of the big bad wolf with 10 strikeouts. Got a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 5th. In there for a called strike.
Strike. Come on. Go.
Rick Arbert, the manager down there, encouraging Mitch Smith. 2-2. Swings and misses. Ball gets away. Koch's going to go down to second base. So for the first time tonight, Pennsylvania's got a man in scoring position. Now Mike Keebler steps in. He's got a couple of at-bats here in the Little League World Series. Pennsylvania will get to the top of the order in the 6th. Called strike to Keebler, so Danner continues to pound the strike zone. 11 strikeouts on the night. And a bunt attempt, and this one foul back and out of play.
You know, Carl, Brandon Salzman at shortstop, our shortstop, Salzman, he was the catcher, right? The first 3 innings?
He was.
If he would have caught the 4th inning, he wouldn't have been eligible to pitch because of Little League rules that you catch 4 more innings, you can't pitch the same day. That's why they moved him to short. And so he is the next best pitcher on this team. Pitch count for Hagen Danner getting to 73, the maximum of 85. A strategic move by the West to make sure he didn't catch that 4th inning.
That's a good point. Salzman did pitch a little bit last night against Montana, but did not exceed the 20 pitches. The 0-2, squaring the bunt, pulls it back. 1-2. You don't think our man Mike Kubler is going to lay a bunt down here with 2 strikes, or try to against somebody like Danner?
He thinks it's his only chance, he might, but if I was a young man, I'd get in there and relax and let it fly. Get a strike.
Good hitter on deck. Tyler McCloskey hitting over 550 in this Little League World Series. Ball! 2-2. Boy, the crowd is on the edge of their seats with every pitch. You can see the intensity inside that Pennsylvania dugout, and certainly on the faces of the fans who are here hoping for a Keystone win. 2-2. Foul ball. Foul ball. Boy, did that have a lot of spin on it, and it looked like it was really, really close.
That's foul ball for sure. Didn't hit the hitter in the batter's box, but touched foul.
That one goes to the backstop. It is not caught there. Koch will stop at third base. So as close as Pennsylvania has come to scoring tonight, in a rare, wild pitch from Hagen Danner.
Well, Mike Keebler might have surprised him squaring around to bunt with 2 strikes, and I think that distracted him a little bit. And then the curveball that he was trying to throw low and away comes out the top half. Just a little spin there, and he's like, a little frustrated, but he hit his chest and said, "My fault," to his catcher after the pitch went to the backstop.
Back to the pitcher, through the pitcher. And boy, what a job the shortstop did. And Koch waited for Salzman to get it and throw it, and he does not.
Tyler coming up.
Attempt to score. And you could hear the manager say, "We got Tyler coming up. I wanted you to stay where you were."
A little bit of the pressure getting to California right here. Hagen Danner never misses that ball right there, but the runner has to freeze when the pitcher reaches out for the ball. Fortunately for the West, he didn't deflect it. You might have had first and third, 1 out.
Very good hitter, Tyler McCloskey in the 9 spot. Fastball, call strike 1. Boy, the crowd getting tougher and tougher on some of these calls. They can feel it. And again, the number 9 hitter, which means the top of the order, coming up. Koch is at third. This one driven to right field. Caught in right field. Stephen Kotkowski's been very solid out there in right. And Pennsylvania knocked on the door, but couldn't come through. California will come up in the 6th, leading 2-0. "80 pitches for Hagen Danner means he's got 5 left. So perhaps we'll see the bullpen in the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0 California, leading Pennsylvanians. What's been a very clean game here, an elimination game. As we take a look at our Dairy Queen's ridiculous play of the day. It happens here. Not the jump, but the energy and the emotion. And look at the faces of the players on the Japan team. Kaz Takakura had never hit a home run before today. He's generally the jokester on the team, and boy, they love jokes like that for the team from Japan. And I tell you, it's interesting. You watch the coaches from Japan and the players from Japan, and maybe a long time ago they had the reputation of being very stoic and sort of very businesslike. That seems to have all changed, at least from my perception, dealing with some of the kids and watching them. Do you agree with that?
I do. The manager actually came to the mound and was smiling and telling him to relax and laughing with him because he's bringing in a reliever to face Yanni Hernandez, maybe one of the best hitters in this tournament.
Exactly.
And he laughed him through it.
Christian Catano stays in the game. Remember, he doubled. He came up for the first time, hit a double. And that was a big run in the 4th inning. Gave California a 2-0 lead. They got on the board first with a home run from their pitcher in the 3rd, Hagen Danner. And he has made it stand up with his outstanding performance. Ground ball, jam shot there. Alex Gardner over to first, 1 man down. All right, we'll take a look at the brackets here, the international bracket. This is as good a game, Mexico-Japan, as you could have imagined. They already played once, and it was unreal.
And they've already beat a very strong team in Venezuela that outsizes them pound for pound. Japan might be the best team, but they are smaller in stature, but they play detail baseball, and they hang in there against, I don't care how hard you throw it, how much you break it. They will make contact. They fouled off over 30 balls today, grinding away at bats and driving in runs. The Venezuela pitching staff had a .29 ERA. What they post about 8-10 runs off them today?
Yep.
Unbelievable performance.
When you look at Japan, you say, boy, they don't put a lot of runs on the board, and in the game that they need to, they do. Braden Salzman now up 0-1. Breaking ball, he knew it, and he just fouled it deep down the line in right field. Some of the boys from Japan on the outside now of the stadium and having a blast here. Huddling, thinking about, okay, we're in the championship game. What should we do next? What should we go eat? Where should we go?
It looked like they were relating to another Japanese kid, but was a West fan. He had West colors on.
Right. Let's go down to Kyle. He'll join us after the batter. They have groupies. There's no question about it. There are groupies. 0-2, swing and a miss. How good has McCloskey been?
I mean, thank you. I'm with Scott Danner, the father of Hagen. We've seen your son putting on quite a show out there today. I know this is the first time that you've played this Pennsylvania team in a setting with 30,000 people plus. What's it been like to watch your son in this setting?
I'm loving every minute of it. I'm really impressed with the boy. I can't say enough about it. 14,000 fans at San Bernardino kind of prepares you a little bit, but nothing's like 40 plus. So
you talk about that regional. I mean, these kids have been going at it now between districts and regionals and everything for well over a month. What's this ride like as a father to watch them go through it?
It's very stressful. You know, I'm still working, and so I took 2 weeks off. But when they were in regionals, it was back and forth every day. So it's a lot of stress on mom and dad, but we're hanging in there. We're enjoying every minute of it. Wouldn't have it any other way.
We're enjoying watching him too. He's put on a show on the mound and a home run as well. So fun to watch him.
Thanks, appreciate it, Kyle.
All right, Revan.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. So 2 outs, 0-2 pitch now to Dylan Palmer. That one misses.
You could hear Dad's voice kind of cracking through all of this. It's absolutely amazing. The performances of the kids, the stress of the travel, the excitement of watching their kids perform at such a high level even affects the adults. And I'll tell you what, sometimes I watch our footage, the pictures that we put out, tears comes to my eyes.
Ball. Count goes to 2-2. I don't know how you cannot help but be emotionally affected by the emotions of the kids. Joy, frustration, anxiety. These are life experiences and very unique experiences. Danner's thrown 80 pitches. He'll have to face the top of the order from Pennsylvania in the bottom of the 6th. This one is driven to right field on a line. Caught out there like it was a piece of cake. Mike Keebler. Pennsylvania has one last chance.
Go, Tyler. Way to be there, Mike. That was a great at-bat, too. Hey, listen up. Everybody listen up. Forget the crowd. Listen up. It's time to dig deep, fellas, and find the things that have been winning us baseball games all year. Right now's the time to find it. Let's go do it, all right? Hits on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hits! Go.
We're back under a gorgeous sky here in central Pennsylvania, and California leading the local team by a score of 2-0. These kids from Clinton County, Pennsylvania, have captured the imagination of the entire region. But tonight, they're being tested. Our Kellogg's Frosted Flakes moment of the game, Hagen Danner's home run in the 3rd inning. That gave the West a 1-0 lead. They've added only one more run. It's 2-0. And the team representing the Mid-Atlantic region comes to the plate in the bottom of the 6th with a leadoff man on. That's Brandon Miller. They have only 3 hits. Ball 1 and the 81st pitch of the game for Danner. He comes out after 85, or if he reaches 85 during an at-bat, when that at-bat is over. How hard is it to be composed and be a good pitcher, or is it not for someone like him?
He knows he's on the bump and throwing well. You want to feel those warm-up pitches coming out here for the 6th, and if you're locked in, you throw A strike out of the first two, you feel like you're still in the groove.
Miller gets a hold of one. He can turn it around and hit it out. Good off-speed pitch, and he was a little ahead of that. And the count goes to 1 and 2.
Well, he'd love to get him out on this pitch. That means he could have one more hitter.
Way outside.
Well, they're going to have to face a reliever now. And you don't know how the reliever's going to react. We know how that young man reacted, and the coach knows he's going to be going to somebody else. Could be Braden Salzman at short.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and the leadoff man is down in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be the last pitch that Hayden Danner throws. But Hayden Danner has 12 strikeouts in the game. And he joins a very small list, but you talked about it when the ball left his bat for the home run. This feels a lot like what Griffin McClarty of LaGrange, Kentucky did to him. Danner is out. Salzman is in. Night 4, we've been under the lights, and everyone has been great. Are we in for another fantastic finish? 2-2 to Bruno Ruiz. Game is over, and Mexico will beat Japan. Battaglia center field on a line, and it's caught. Pennsylvania will advance.
The bases loaded.
Ball strike 3. Ground ball fielded by the pitcher. Goes to first, and Pennsylvania has won 3 in a row to stay alive.
Deep, deep. Billings is going to the championship.
Okay, so what do you do for an encore to that? It has been an absolutely magical ride here. And you take a look at Hagen Danner and his couple of buddies. 5 1/3, no runs, and 12 Ks. And as a hitter, he's gone 3 for 3 with a double and a home run. So this is a team, Pennsylvania, that has captured, again, the imagination of the entire region, really. And now they're down to their final 2 outs with a relief pitcher coming on. I know people talk about the pressure. There is a lot of pressure going on right now and right here. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and these kids have put on quite a show. If we end up having to tip our hat to Pennsylvania, they deserve every bit of it. They've given us a great experience.
Great time. Great experience. And for those kids as well, and certainly their families and friends. And as we've heard from the mayors of the surrounding towns, they have lifted entire communities. Alex Garbrick's the first man that Braden Salzman will face, and the first pitch is a ball.
They've got 2 outs left, and they're down by 2, but there's still hope. And they've got 30,000 pulling for them.
And they've gotten the best pitcher out of the game. Foul down the line and out of play. Pennsylvania came to Williamsport after beating New Jersey in the Mid-Atlantic Regional title game. That game was played over 2 days because of rain. They beat their rivals in the districts. Swing and a miss, a really good pitch from Salzman. California's pitching may prove to be too much tonight. What's at stake? Only a trip to the United States Championship game to play Montana at 3 Eastern on ABC on Saturday. The 1-2, high 2-2. Garbrick is 1 for 2 tonight. 6 for 12, hitting .500 in the Little League World Series. They need a man on to bring the tying run to the plate. Slowly hit on the ground. It's going to be a fair ball. He is safe at first. Second time Garbrick has reached on an infield single, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Oh, it was a good pitch, but it was hit in the right exact spot. And hope still prevails for Pennsylvania. Braden Salzman on the mound. He took the loss last night. He's got to respond.
Dealing right here, okay? Don't worry about that. Relax. Come on, throw strikes. That's what I need you to do, okay? Hey, you got a great defense behind you, okay? Great defense.
Jose Martinez comes out. Little League, the world's largest organized youth sports program. 2.5 million kids play in all 50 states and 80 countries. You want more information, stats, or stories, log on to littleleague.org. The tying run is at the plate in the bottom of the 6th. It's Talon Falls hitting over 550 at the Little League World Series. Didn't miss that one by much.
I'll tell you what, I love the emotions of Braden Salzman out there, bearing down, coming right back at not only the hitter, but he's coming back at this crowd. He took the loss last night, and it's going to be tough to get Falls out.
Holds up on that, and it is 1-1. It will be the end of a journey for one of these teams tonight. A long journey full of success. The 1-1 breaking ball and a good one. Talon falls behind 1-2. Landon Breann, who has come up with clutch hits, is on deck. A double play would end the game. Two and two. Breaking ball gets him swinging. And the team from Clinton County and all their fans are down to their final out. Four hits and no runs tonight. The previous two games, 17 and 17. Everybody's on their feet. Landon Breann swings and misses. California pitchers have struck out 13 men tonight. Breann is one strike away from seeing this magical ride come to an end for the kids from Clinton County. Outside, 1-2. Get a chance to see the personalities of the children. Some of them want to be right in the front, some of them off in the back, all with their thoughts. The 1-2 stays alive. You focus on the moment, but it's hard to forget that these are memories you have for the rest of your life, win or lose. Breaking ball on the ground to second. Glove there, flipped to short, and it's all over for Clinton County and the Keystone Little Leaguers. The pitching of California proves to be too much. But everybody is on their feet saluting what these kids did on their run to Williamsport. Well, they congratulate each other, and certainly the kids from California now applauding the Keystone fans for their attendance, making this a once-in-a-lifetime experience for them as well. And here they go again. Kids all raise their hats to the fans. 30,000 fans still standing and refusing to kind of let go of the dream here. I don't think they're going to take a lap around the field. I think the tip of the hat is enough, and it certainly gives you chills. Let's go down to Kyle Peterson for more on California's win.
All right, Robbie, thanks with Hagen Danner, who had quite a night. But 5 1/3 innings, you strike out 12. Let's throw in a home run for it, too. What was it like to perform like that in front of a crowd like this?
I felt great. We came out here to all play. We even had meetings before this saying that if we lose, we knew that we came out here to play hard, and we just fought through the whole thing, and we went really far. So
you did, but you put on a great show. Question for you: you get another shot at Billings, and I know you're buddies with him. What it'll be like to play against your buddies again?
I hope we win this time. We're gonna put up a huge fight. We're gonna start hitting. I know we are. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. I have a feeling.
All right, Kyle, and the kids from Pennsylvania came back out and are now taking a lap around the field. Remember the 12 and 13-year-old little boys who grew up in the shadows of this stadium, and it was always a dream of theirs. They came and watched other teams for years, and this year they got to experience it for themselves. We're down to the final 4. We started with 16, Mexico and Japan, Saturday at noon on ABC, Montana and California at 3 o'clock Eastern time. The United States and International Championships, with the championship playing Sunday at 3 Eastern. It has been absolutely fantastic to be a part of it. In spite of the outcome for Pennsylvania, they certainly all feel like winners. Up next, it's Baseball Tonight. Coverage from Boone Sports Saturday at ABC with the championship games. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. With Oral Hershiser, Kyle Peterson, Mateo Arias, and our entire crew, I'm Carl Ravitch. So long, Pennsylvania.